Step 19. Who am I? The royal path towards self-realization. It's an applied science. We have been looking at the various gunas, the three gunas, the churning of three gunas that make up the cosmic mind. We had been seeing right through until this 19th, the Sattva guna in 5 parts of steps. Next comes the Rajasa guna. You will see it in the circle here in the slide in red color, Rajasa guna. This also plays a very vital role in creating an individuality, especially in a man. Though these three gunas make up the whole of the cosmos, including matter, material movement, matter of inertia, where the intelligence is getting stagnated, it never advances. See, what is inertia? It never advances. In a sand particle, the atoms, they don't convert themselves as molecules. They don't go to the next level of becoming alive. They are dead matter. These three gunas contribute in each and every speck of this cosmos, even including the space. The tiniest space which cannot be indivisible further. It cannot be still divided, penetrated, pierced further. That is what is actually stillness is. Stillness make up the subatomic level, anti-atomic level, anti-gravity level. All this invisible, intangible, 95% part of the cosmos which is invisible is made up of these. But our deep sleep is the tiniest speck of space where there is no movement at all. It is stillness embodiment. It is not only stillness, it is made up of intelligence. That also doesn't move. It is staying still. And also the consciousness in it. This is the fountainhead of the complete cosmos. This is the so-called godliness or God. When we transcend our objective intelligence, intellect, the observer in us, immediately we cross this threshold and fall flat in that one singularity or one non-moving stillness, unmoving stillness, unarisen intelligence, unarisen consciousness. We become God Himself. We are using it in masculine gender, God Himself. There is no gender at all. In deep sleep, we lose all our gender. Cosmos is gone. Genders are gone. Numbers are gone. Nothing but there is isness. There is intelligence. There is consciousness. That is what practically Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says. That is what is our original nature, essential self. Here, this essential self in its very august presence churns up these three gunas. Again, we will have to come back into the three gunas and transcend these three gunas. We become Sattvic guna and then finally we transcend to the stillness. Here, that descending into three gunas, that's happening all the time in the presence of the pure self. The space and time is created. The tiniest particles with their arisal, with their gravity and other forces, with their atom, dark energy and dark matter. Gunas also churn them and gives a result to all kinds of living beings and material things. Here in that, the particular one ingredient, Rajasa Guna, the foundation of it is greediness, greed. Greed is always associated in passionate activities, being passionate always. It is sticky. It catches hold of a form at the feeling level, and again cluster of thoughts are attracted towards its center, that feeling, and a lot of values are placed against each feeling, and that is tightly attached to the physical form of that person. He becomes so passionate, so greedy, so oscillative. Thereby, karma is continuously created in him. He becomes very active, volatilely he becomes active. That is why here, Rajasa Guna part 1, under that we have given the 2 Rajas. Rajas represents itself by passion, then action, energy and motion, movement. Inner chatter will be going on at its peak in Rajasic persons. Whenever out of these 3 gunas, one guna becomes predominant at a moment, the other 2 gunas take back seat. When other 2 gunas, Sattvic becomes predominant, Rajasa and Tamasa take the back seat. When Tamasa Guna becomes predominant, Sattva and Rajasa take the back seat. Especially this Rajasa Guna is made up of greed, thereby passion, thereby action, thereby the required energy is produced by the ego, the tendency of the feeling. The feeling takes himself to be the doer, the feeling of a doer, the feeling of an actor, the feeling of a passionate person gives that energy to that feeling as well as to the physically embodied human being also, the name and form or the characteristic role that is held beneath this feeling. If he becomes a father, he becomes so passionate towards his children. If he becomes a teacher, he becomes so passionate towards his students. If he becomes a country president, he becomes so passionate towards his people, public. Like this, the things are like a chain reaction. Greed brings passion, passion brings action, action brings energy, energy brings motion. Rajas is characterized by a feeling of attachment. Whatever it sees, whatever it creates an opinion, for whatever it creates an opinion, a judgment, whatever it judges, whatever it forms opinion, whatever it wants to have, immediately what happens? The entity is produced, and that entity is concocted by this greed, passion, activity, energy and motion. Thereby he is getting attached to the body, thereby the attachment goes towards the object or something of his possession. He is attached so much to the possession or whatever the object or whatever the kind of relationship he has over the other. A longing for satisfaction and desire too is also simultaneously created. Attachment brings in a longing, a craving, a clinging. For everything is for the fake self. That is the main thing Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi has thwarted at the very outset. This we are seeing it in Bhagavad Gita actually. Through Bhagavad Gita, through other yoga practices, this especially in the Hindu Dharma, the Sanatana Dharma, it talks about the science of the three gunas that is only making up this cosmos. It is very, very essential, very important that we have a clarity in these three guna aspects and we actually look into these three gunas and transcend these three gunas to become nirguna, transcending the three qualities, three characters, three characteristic attributes of the cosmic mind. And especially this Rajasa guna, now we are looking at it. Here, this Rajas is characterized by a feeling of attachment, a longing for satisfaction and desire. Who is getting attached? Who is longing for satisfaction? And whose desire is it? If this is inquired, for that we will have to actually transcend this Rajasa guna and you should have already been in Sattva guna. Then only the investigation or the vichara part towards moksha or enlightenment, the eye that is required to penetratively gaze and go beyond three gunas happen only in Sattva guna. And before that, the veil of this passionate attachment, longing for satisfaction and always desireful towards each and everything, continuously modifying his self, changing his self, trying to make it better and better in so many ways, in acquisition in the form of psychological traits, physical possessions, what not, it's always greedy. The foundation is always greed in the case of Rajasa guna. So, here, this is actually this Rajasa guna, what is its nature? It is always going outward. All the senses are always on the lookout for the satiation of the self, senses, to satisfy the greed for satisfying, the longing for satisfying the senses of power, that is through seeing visually, like in an entertainment. He wants to satisfy his eyes, he wants to satisfy his tongue, he wants to satisfy his smell, all the five senses of action. One is after, one actually dives them in the out, and he also follows them with a feeling of attachment and longing for satisfaction through them. So this is the essential nature of greed that makes one to go outwardly always. Thereby, actions, continuous actions are generated, the karmic proportions grow large, and restlessness, then the desire for acting, doing, serving, seeking. Whereas our essential nature is non-action, non-doing, non-feeling, non-experiencing, non-thinking. Where does it exist? It exists during our deep sleep state. Whereas the contrary of it is existing throughout our waking state, and even it is reflected in our dreams passionately, greedily, desirefully, longing for satisfaction, getting attached to each and every feeling that is originated from within. This has been happening all the time. This is the characteristic nature of Rajasa guna. This we will have to take cognizance of by tenderly being always behind the actor, doer, thinker in this mode of Rajasa Guna.